Today we're going to be installing a BD 105-7712. This is a throttle sensitivity booster for the 2011 to 2014 Ford 6.7 trucks. One of the biggest things with drive-by-wire systems is that, is the lack of throttle response. So if you don't already have a module on your truck that increases the throttle sensitivity, this is a nice add-on from BD here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started with our installation. First thing you're going to want to do, as with any time you're working on electronics on a truck, you want to make sure that you disconnect both your negative and positive battery cables off of both batteries. Second step that you're going to want to do with installing these is you're going to want to locate your APPS. Now on most of the trucks it's going to be right on the skinny pedal, right above the go pedal. On your older model Dodges, your APPS sensor is going to be underneath of the hood on the front of the engine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and you want to make sure that again your batteries are disconnected, all the power is away from the truck. What we're going to do is we're going to actually unhook the APPS from its sensor now. On our 2012 Ford, to unhook our throttle position sensor, we're actually going to go right here to the gas pedal, and you can look straight up there and you can see that this is our throttle or APPS sensor. So to unhook it on the top, right here where my thumb is, there's going to be an electrical connector. On the electrical connector, you'll just slide the red clip up. Step 2 in our throttle sensitivity booster installation, after we have disconnected the battery cables, is to connect the harness for the throttle sensitivity booster module. The harness is connected to the APPS sensor, and in most of the trucks, again, it is going to be the sensor that is actually attached to your throttle pedal. So on these newer Fords, I'm going to try to show you this, right above the throttle pedal you'll see an electrical module. On the top of that electrical module right here is a connector that your throttle sensitivity booster will hook into. There's a red locking tab on these newer Fords. Just slide this up and drop your light while you're at it. Just slide the red locking tab up. In the center of the harness itself, there'll be a button you can push that will disconnect it. So to connect the throttle sensitivity booster harness, you'll actually just piggyback the harness in, and now we'll connect it straight to our throttle sensitivity booster. The next step that we'll have in our throttle sensitivity booster in our installation is we actually have to get the circuit board out of the throttle sensitivity booster box. So to do that, there'll be some locking tabs on the inside here. If you just depress those and one side at a time, just unlock the box. I went ahead and did this, so save me from having to fuss on this video about not being able to get it. Just go ahead and do that, but one side at a time, and you'll get it out. You'll see your board. You want to make sure when you're working around your board that you don't have any kind of static electricity, or don't work on it in a real dirty environment for sure. Don't be rolling this around on your floorboard. Now what we want to do is we actually want to connect the throttle sensitivity or the APPS harness into the box till it clicks. Okay, so now we've reconnected our battery cables, and what we actually have to do is we actually have to turn the truck on and program the booster module. So we're going to turn our key to the on position, okay, and you'll see the power and the ready light are flashing. What we're going to do now is turn the air conditioner down. What we're going to do now is we're going to hit the learn pedal module. I'm sorry, first thing we need to check is make sure on switch number 3 that switch number 3 is pointed to the number 1 position. The number 1 position on here pointed towards the number 1 position. Number 1 position is the stock. This is where the position it has to be in before we begin the learn process. So that is on switch 3. Above switch 3, there's a learn pedal button here. What we do with this is we're going to push this until both the ready and the power light are illuminate. So we'll push that for just a second. Okay, I'm sorry, all 3 lights are going to illuminate. So now what we do is we actually just cycle our throttle pedal. Okay, so you just push it to the floor, make sure no mats are in the way, and then release it. Push it to the floor and release it. And push it to the floor and release it until the ready light flashes here. When the ready light flashes, that means we're good to go. Once that happens, we'll go ahead and shut the truck off. Okay, now shut the truck off, we'll remove the key. Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to set this back to the second position. Then we go back and turn our truck to the on position. Okay, and we actually want to change our switch to the number 2 or number 3 position. Number 2 position is about 50% more boost. The number 3 position is going to be 100% more throttle boost. So we're going to start out on the 50% position. About there. All right, so that's good. So we've got that at about 50% on the switch. We're going to reconnect the box on it, or reinsert the circuit board on the box, take the truck out and drive it. Once you have your throttle sensitivity booster programmed, we set ours at 50%. We're going to drive the truck to see how we like it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the module back together, put the kit back together, and then see how we like this. You just want to push it back together till it clicks. What I'll do is I'll zip tie this up underneath of the dash. We're going to take it out and try it and see what it does for us. The drive-by-wire system, you know, electronic drive-by-wire, one of the biggest complaints that you're always going to have is the lack of throttle sensitivity. That's what this is designed to combat. We should have a much crisper throttle response with this. So we're going to try this on the 50%. If we need to dial it up, that's what we'll do. Zip tie this underneath of the dash here. Make sure it's not in the way of the brake or the throttle. Just use common sense and that kind of stuff. And that's got our throttle sensitivity booster installation complete. If you've got a question on this installation or any of our other installations, just give us a call. Thank you.